Hey, looks like we got to keep our mouse. That's a bonus. Oh yeah, what a
Yep.
bonus. Yep, what's the yep?
Yep.
You gotta tell me what the yep is, otherwise I'm just gonna keep doing
It's
it.
a yep.
Oh,
It's
okay.
correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, but what's here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're starting with Split Shade.
No. You gotta tell me what's happening. Is the sound coming
Yes,
through?
everything.
Oh, you never said that.
I said yep.
Yeah, you never said anything like, for example, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the
Weekly
WAYPN.
WAYPN.
What do you say on time?
I said it
What do
on
you
time.
say? I'm Cal.
Delayed on
I'm
purpose.
Cal.
I'm Sunny.
AKA.
Henry in some guitar.
First off, we're starting with Split Shade.
Yes, Split Shade. Been chipping away at this Trench Crusade model is finally starting to come together. Still very much a whip, but every session it gets a little closer to the finish line. This is a proxy for the Praetor from the Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent. Lots of grim details still to push. But the character is really starting to show through now. Can't wait to tighten things up and bring it fully into the mud and madness of the setting. More progress soon.
I think video no help you.
Yeah, he's got more progress.
Yeah, no,
but it's also another sort of like
I think like
it's a bit hard for us to zoom in and like appreciate all the details that
yeah, because like I can see that you're doing stuff with the eyes and such, right? But like Sonny said, we cannot do the zoomies.
Yeah.
But it is looking a little flat at the moment with a lot of the skin and that sort of thing.
Like pretty wick at the moment.
Yeah, like the skin needs like a whole lot of pushing. So you either need to lighten it a whole lot or darken it in the recesses a whole lot. One way or another. People have seemed to be somewhat interested in this one. Like it's just slowly sort of,
making its way there.
Yeah, making its way downtown, getting around.
Yeah.
But next up,
got Mikhail.
And
Mikhail
Magrath.
And he got no words. He like, look at my thing.
Oh, that's right. I remember news report
about sandbags.
Ah, well, it was just him making the sandbags.
Oh.
But you gotta do the thing.
What's the thing?
We gotta complain about how it's put first, so we can't go through them.
Yes. How to walk through the sandbags.
Yes, because we can't go to the next image. But I just look back. But yeah, it looks good, man.
It looks really good. Like, what are you using? Like the grey stuff, the milliput or something?
I think it's just classic old clay.
Yeah.
It just looks like just good old clay. Like,
okay. It must be for like bolt action or something. I don't know.
Or it could be Trench Crusade. I mean,
yeah.
Like sandbags, trenches, that do a thing. But it seemed very wasteful to make like a sandbag base. Why not?
Maybe the storage area.
Mm-hmm.
To store more sandbags.
Yes, this makes sense. But making sandbags seems very time consuming.
Well, maybe he used a ravioli maker to.
Oh, I wonder if a ravioli maker would make a good sandbag.
It probably would, but it would be too big.
Be too big?
It'll be too big. It'll be a pillow for a cat.
What about a ravioli Ravioli.
Ravioli.
You know like how mosquito means small.
Don't you mean mosquito?
Oh. No, because
mosquito.
Because you know like how Dorito means like small chip.
Is it?
So like an a burrito would be like a big chip or something. I forget how their thingies work, but yeah, it's looking good, man. It's good progress.
I like your raviolis.
Yes.
We shall move on to Charlie.
Charlie!
Currently working on Far Stalkers. Yeah, because you can't stalk nearby.
Because he's not a local.
Yeah, he's definitely not local. Not Tao enough.
He's not Tao enough?
He's not Tao enough.
Where are you?
He's got to paint himself blue and make a giant nose down the middle. Then he'll be accepted by the Tao.
You know, it's really funny. The color scheme we went for with this, I thought this was like a bat with feathered wings for some reason. I just looked at
it. I can see like, that now, actually.
And I was like, that's a weird bat, man. That's a weird bat.
It's not a bat. It's a weird bird.
But yeah, so Charlie, if this is tabletop you're going for, you've hit it. If it's character level that you're trying for, you need to push a lot more. Like you don't
just
have that
more
depth.
Definition, yeah. Like more highlighting, more shading.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more interest in the base here and there.
I think base is all right. It's fine. Like it's not super interesting, but it's also not, bad or anything. All right. So next up we have.
It's Karl Vanoni.
Karl Vanoni.
Another former Otherworld ogre. And he's looking pretty ogreish. I also like the... What is that? A meat sack that he's carrying around. The leather work on that really looks quite realistic. Looks quite like leather. And that looks nice. And I also quite like the weapon. It looks like real... sort of smooth metal with like a nice sort of coating of rust.
Yeah, I'm following what you're saying.
I like it. It's
a very sort of unusual sculpt because like when I first looked at it, I was like, it looks like he have one arm.
Yeah.
Because like
he's carrying the meat sack.
But in a sort of strange way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, all right. I agree. I think the leather's looking good. I think he's done well to, define everything. I do think that the base could use a little work. Like it needs something there. It's very bare and barren. But yeah, I don't think that it's bad work. If you're aiming for tabletop, you definitely hit it. I like Sunny said. I think the rust on that weapon is really, really nice.
Yeah, very well done.
All right. Anything more to say or?
No, it does its job.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then next up, it's me. I will do some reading because I can do some reading. So guys, as you have guessed by me not saying a whole lot of everything, this week was still not great. It was still quite bad. In fact, very bad. I've been in a lot of pain. I'm still in a lot of pain, but at least I'm not erupting from both ends. So that's why we haven't seen a lot from us. All right, it's Member Monday. #Member Monday. It's not going to happen often, but it's a Member Monday and it's Australia Day. So happy Australia Day, everyone.
Yay, Australia Day.
We went and we listened to some songs.
And we ate food from a truck.
Several
trucks, in fact.
And we played a sports ball game.
Did we? Oh yeah, we did play sports ball game.
We did play a sports
but not real sports ball.
We played real fake sports ball.
Yeah, we did play real fake sports ball. Yeah, and then we saw some fireworks.
It was a good day.
It was very nice. I liked it.
All right. So next up we have Karl Vanoni.
another former otherworld ogre. Oh, sorry, I read this wrong. T Doom, contemplate this on the tree of woe.
So
he is very Doom. He is the classic D&D request for a model, all black. Well,
dude,
he has like differentiators that you can see.
He does have differentiators, but like this is all the exact same values.
Yeah.
Like if we put this into black and white, there would be exactly 0 differences.
I think, Cal, you might want to push the metallics.
Yes.
Just like make it a bit shiny where the shinies are supposed to be.
Yeah. I think pushing the gold, push these snake headdresses, maybe give an ominous glow.
You could even do like a verdigris on the face. Like make it look like, the what's her face? The Lady of Pain, from the Pathfinder book.
Yeah.
Is it the Pathfinder book? Well,
no, not from Pathfinder, from Planescape.
Planescape. Yeah, like it'll really add to sort of that eeriness.
Also, if you're gonna do a cape like this, right? I think since it seems virtually the same as the armor, I would just paint over it with like a very dark grey and then use whatever you're using here, or just paint it black and just do some very thin highlights, because
or you could do what some people like to do and like use a very dark color to highlight, so that it looks like the color it's a different color, but it's so dark that it looks like black, right? You could do like a turquoise highlight, or like even a purple highlight, but just a shade or two lighter than the black that you've used. Yeah.
Well, anyway, like basically, I just think it's a bit too monochromatic.
It doesn't have enough variation, like, because even with monochromatic color scheme you can work, but it's just too samey in terms of the values. Okay. Next we have our beloved Larry
with Dr.
Doc Orc. Glued him on the base, added a dark wash, a pool of blood, and reinforced the blood on the finger blades. Rimmed it green, sealed it, and done. Ooh. He's going for that what's the old hammer vibes.
Does seem a bit.
I'm not really a fan of green rim basing for this because of how green and vibrant he already is. It's sort of detracting, like, because you have to take a look at it as the amount of surface area the rim actually takes up. When you look at the model as a whole, it is as wide as the orc himself, so it sort of competes.
Yeah, well, like for example, when we look at it here, right, the rim catches more attention than the orc himself,
which is a bit of a shame. So I think you might want to just do your old classic black rim.
Yeah.
Other than that, what a fantastic mini.
Also, there's some other bits of tidying you want to do here. Like, just over here, you got some bleed over there, right? I think, like, most of all of it you can just leave, but those are some things that I'd try and focus on.
Now that I'm looking at it, the type of yellows that he's used for his outfit makes it look like he's wearing a hazmat suit.
Kind of, yeah. I follow what you're saying.
I think it's kind of thematic.
Yeah, but I think you're really right about the green base. Yeah.
It is a very nice green, but we don't want that nice green to be the one that we look at.
Yes, you want to look at the model.
Yeah.
Alright.
Next we have more from Larry. Painted heads, cream white. Highlights of Trooper white, then titanium white on the brightest spots. Used a dark wash over the primer for the deep parts before applying paint. Still have to do various details like eyes, etc. Spent a few days on the head with no helmet. Only did the white mask tonight. I plan to make the hair black, but I'm kinda starting to like the brown. Not actually painted, just what happened when I did the base coat for the skin. Kinda afraid to dot the eyes, so do any of these guys just Snow White eyes in canon? They've got red eyes. Right?
No, he's asking about this face on here. I think you can leave the eyes if you want to, Larry. It's your choice, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. Like it's all very super clean at the moment. So yeah, we'll see where that goes.
I don't think Larry normally does chipping effects and stuff.
Yeah, no. It's just it's super clean. And like I think if you want to go with this, you want to do some panel lining and such, in my opinion. Alright, so shall we move on?
Yeah. There we got one from Larry. Highlighted the grey bodysuit and washed with black wash to smooth it out. Wait, sorry. Being said here. Oh my. So many things. Ryan, say happy Friday. And
yeah, I reply to people.
Okay. A chin.
I've been paying attention.
Smooth it out and glued to base things to fix, but the part I'm having trouble with is the chin and the mouth. Nothing I've tried quite works. Like to define it? Is that the issue that you're having?
So right here, he's talking about the butt chin of Batman.
So just take the color of the skin, and you just want to go like a shade darker, and then draw a butt chin there.
No, I think because he's saying like it just sort of like it doesn't really have anything there because like so there's no real mouth. I think it's not that, but actually the eyes.
Yeah, I think it looks like it's a bit too far out.
Yeah, it has come too far out. I think once you clean up the eyes,
like everything will look a bit more proportionate.
Yeah, and I guess what I would probably do is I'd try and get like an oil or something, and just like dot in there, and like really super thin. Right, because like you can build up, but if you go too far too quick, so yeah, I'd clean up the eye and then maybe like get a brown wash or something and just like sort of a brown oil and then just right in there, and then move on from that. All right, so next up we've
got Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
Still waiting for better weather to prime 22 Gene Stealer.
22.
Started work on this pre-primed Exalted 8-bound while waiting for warmer temps and lower humidity. I need to rattle can prime 22 Gene Stealers using this miniature an opportunity to experiment with possible skin tones for when I get around to tackling some actual 8-bound world eaters for my I read that as Stamina Army, but still Mania Army. Mini was primed black, then 45 degrees zenithal with Hyrax brown. Before proper zenithal with sanguine red. Skin was done with rigorous mortis, speed paint 2.0 as a base, then using purple tone acrylic wash to glaze in the shadows and hue for the skin.
Yeah, well, I definitely think it's a whip here. Like the thing is that the way that he sort of does things, right? I don't want to give too much commentary because like we usually see things like move forward in fits and bursts.
Yeah.
I think it's looking good for now, but it's
a great base work.
It's very much a whip, yeah. So
I think there might be more on this later on.
Okay. So
now we have Mr. John Gass. Sorry, y'all. Long post.
That's
incoming.
totally okay.
So I added a dog tax to the final photos of the Lord of Poxes. I hope this makes sense and isn't just the ramblings of a delusional painter. Well, y'all asked for this, and it seems Talk Tuesday is as good as a time as any.
Hey.
So here's what I learned from the Lord of Poxes project. I started this project to enter it in the Squidmar Open Painting Competition, and I think I'm still going to do that. However, it has morphed into something altogether different. I feel like it became a study in textures. I'm a teacher, so here come the grades. Non-metallic metal, a C. I decided early on to do the non-metallic metal for this piece, and looking back, that was a mistake. At least as far as the competition is concerned. I feel capable at true metallic metal, and I wanted to push myself farther. I think the copper non-metallic metal turned out well, but I'm still not sold on the steel. I learned a lot during the process and understand more about light placement. I also understand that I still have a long way to go. Rust and corrosion, D/F. Yeah. I'm not sure any of the rust actually worked. Maybe one or two patches. I need to revisit this one revisit this on other models to really get a better feel for it. Some reference images might have been useful as well. Armor B. I was attempting to bring some contrasting values to the armor in a way other than the normal zenithal airbrushing and an edge highlight. I took some black and white photos of the piece as I was going to see if I was hitting the values I wanted to, and overall it seemed to work really well. It made me push some areas farther, both light and dark. Canvas cloak. A+. I must have painted that cloak 5 separate times. It started white, then purple, then green, then flesh tones before I decided to try the canvas look. The final iteration of the cloak took a long time to do, but it was so worth it. It's amazing what 1,000 brushstrokes and thin paints can do. The cloak had one of the largest individual ugly stages. It started with a base coat of a green-gray, and then I layered up the highlights. One little swipe at a time. I used 4 different grays and off-whites to highlight it. The little crosshatches looked terrible until I was on the next to last one, the white-gray. I do really think it paid off. The cloak is probably my favorite part of the model. Skin A. There's not much of it, but I really like the way the skin turned out. Starting from a light olive flesh, and then I painted the head with super glue. Oh, the super glue technique. Okay, with an already trashed brush. Then I used some shade paints to add color and isopropyl alcohol to remove it and make the veins. It needs more refining, to be sure. Overall, grade B. Takeaways. Know what your goal is, but be willing to shift things if needed. 2. Don't try lots of different new techniques on a mini. 1 or 2 is plenty. 3.
I was going to say that.
If you plan on trying 2 new things, 1 big and 1 small is a good place to start. 4. Reference images are a good thing to use, even when you're sure you know what you're doing. Speaking of, we made a video way back when talking about the importance of references.
I believe that's in our How to Paint Better.
Yeah, playlist.
Yeah.
It didn't do very well, but like I keep seeing the same sort of commentary from our members.
Well, I think the problem is the when it comes to this sort of advice, right? It's unexciting.
Yeah.
Right? See, it's like use references, and it's like, okay, Mom, right? But it really is truly, yeah. It's just such a step up that it's ridiculous, and I think people fail to realize just how important that is.
Yeah.
You often use
references.
I think men have very good visualization, right? And they just go, "Oh, I can do this fine," right? But the thing is that they forget that the good visualization primarily focuses around spatial visualization, not visual. There's a visual element to spatial, right? But knowing whether something is 2 or 3 centimeters, as opposed to like the contrast between things is something completely different. But please finish off his post, because there's some things that I'd like to go over too.
La la la. 5. Keep pushing. The ugly stage will end. 6. Your painting style will evolve, and that's good. 7. Having a community where people can look at and give you pointers on your work is extremely valuable. This was a really good learning experience for me. I really pushed myself in a lot of areas, too many if I'm being honest.
Yes, I agree.
I found some new techniques that I will be using and honing in my painting going forward. Bracket cloak. I also found some techniques that I need way more practice with. Non-metallic metal and corrosion/rust. I really like where this piece ended up, and I think I might move Death Guard up my list of armies to build. Is this the best piece I've ever done? No. Will it win any awards? Also, no. Probably. I'm still going to enter it. Wish me luck. P.S. Sorry, Sonny. Nah.
No.
I really like this.
No. This is really important. Look.
Yes.
We've seen all of the work that you put into this, right?
We should pin this.
And
post.
and the reason, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. We've seen the work that you put into this, and when it comes to that, that's really important. So there's a few things that I want to go over with what you said. So there's quite a bit to it, but so when it comes to, because I pretty much agreed with all of your grading, except I think the rust, because I think the problem is the rust is very inconsistent. Where is your grade for the rust? D/F. Yes, that's why I disagreed with it. Alright, so here is the issue you have with the rust, right? It's very inconsistent. So up here, right, this and here and along here, all of this looks great, especially because you managed to add textures, right? But see, the problem is not the rust up here. The problem is the, true metallic metal in combination with the rust. You can't judge yourself, failing on one technique because it fails on the other. That's the same with the armor, actually, because the reason why some of the things are failing down here, like the verdigrease did not work at all, right? But some of these bits with the rust, right? When you go for depth and that sort of thing, like in here, along here, up here, right here, all great, all fantastic, right? But see, when you have the verdigrease go over this, it ruins that illusion. And that's why that doesn't look as good, right? Because you've got some bits here, like for example, you've got this highlight here, and then you've got that cutting into the highlight, which gives both the highlight and that depth, right? So that's why the rust is bad, because like on here, what's gold? What's rust? That's why there's an issue with the rust. The rust here is not good, and once again, it's because of the comparison to these other things, right? I think that you're being too harsh with yourself with the rust, right? I'm sorry, but I'd give this the D or the F, the non-metallic metal. Because right, like up here, this is done beautifully. This right here, but like here, I got no idea. Up here, I've also got no idea, right? And definitely down here, you don't know what's going on, or along the edge there, right? So I think in that way, it is because of the non-metallic metal that the rust doesn't look as good. The rust is actually quite nice with a lot of this. Armor. So the problem once again is you've got multiple things going at the same time, right? So this leg, if we were to judge the whole piece by this leg, you'd be like, oh, the armor you did is absolutely fantastic. I don't know what's going on with, the trims. But then there's certain things where you set yourself up for a fall. For example, choosing magenta here, that was a terrible choice because, right, what is soft lighting from this and what is, for example, highlights on these innards and stuff.
Yeah, I think the innards have to be way more desaturated. It's too pink that it clashes with the gun, and then the plasma light sort of looks like it's just blending into the pinks.
Yeah, it is blending in. I don't think that the color of the intestines is the problem. I think this is the problem, because if this was a teal or a cyan, like, we wouldn't be having that discussion right now. We'd be like, okay, because you can tell what's the soft light. The skin, I'm not as sold on either. But yeah, I think once you've gone through those lessons, but here is why I will tell you, I think that your canvas work is good. This right here. Like, forget about the rest of it, right? And yes, the 90% rule is a real thing, okay? So we take a look here on the folds where we see the outlines of things and we see the hints of things and that slight shift in color. That is why this works so well, because of the way that it's highlighted up, right? Because it's got that depth. That's what really, really makes it. And yeah, so I just wanted to go over some of those things. So, like, I think, yeah, I'd agree with your canvas cloak, but I disagree with your non-metallic metal and your rust, because your rust is a lot better than you think it is. Try just the regular techniques that you did before and then try doing the rust like you did here, and I think you will be very pleasantly surprised.
Brian says that non-metallic metal plus rust and verdigris can be very difficult to pull off together.
Yes, for sure. I agree. Alright, shall we move on? Alright, so next up we have...
more from Split Shade. Flesh, okay. Sorry. A bit more, okay. Flesh, Steel, Faith, and Damnation bound together into one walking atrocity. This is my proxy for Trench Crusade, a commander that looks less like a leader and more like a living sermon of violence. Gnashing maws, screaming flesh, warped armor, and that sickly green glow like something unnatural is barely contained. I don't usually live in full grimdark territory, so finishing this felt like walking a knife's edge between horror and overdoing it. But honestly, I couldn't be happier with how corrupted and brutal he turned out. The war marches on.
So I would really love if you had some stills of this, right? Because right here, when I look at it, we've got some very different pictures based off the level of lighting, right? And like some of the eye work seems a lot better than others. So like when I look at it, I want to give more commentary, right? But at the moment I feel very limited because like I really like this eye.
Yeah, but that eye looks really great.
But like some of the times I'm not sure, or I'm like, oh. So I'd love to see some still shots, just done as a still. Like, do this if you want, but like, it's really hard to give feedback when it's done in such a way. Sunny, what do you think?
Yeah, I would have to say the same. It's just a little hard to give commentary, but I mean, it looks really good overall. Very cohesive. It does have that brutalistic feel that you were trying to go for, very violent. I think it definitely has the vibes that you want, but it is hard to give feedback with this format.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, then I guess we should move
Hello,
on.
Penguin. Welcome.
All right. So next up, we got Ryan.
All right. Okay. A bit more whip on the random 8-bound proxy. Did a bit more on the random test proxy model. This time having a play of a recipe.
Oh, that looks really nice.
Ah, that's nice. Normally will base fur, then do several rounds of dry brushing, coming in value with each round, and reducing the pressure. So my highest value is only going on the model very lightly. This works and is readable on the tabletop, but never looks as good as it could be. For this experiment, I tried something different. The loincloth based out with ash gray War Paints Fanatic Army Painter before being washed with dark blue tone acrylic wash. Then using a thinned skeleton bone War Paints Air and a fine brush, I did some very thin line work to build the midtone of the fur. This was followed by bleached bone War Paints Air using the same technique but trying to focus on the more prominent edges of the fur. Again, making very thin lines to give the impression of hair. Pretty happy with how this looks and reads as fur.
Yeah, these are very painterly techniques that he's using, and I think that's why it looks so painterly. So there's two things there that I think that he's done well. So he talked about using a blue wash, right, which will be cold, right, and then the bones are going to be warm,
yeah.
Right? And
that is actually the best way to paint like white furs. If you take a look at an image of, say, like a white cat, oftentimes the darkest parts are like a blue-gray, then the brightest parts of the furs will be like an off-white.
Yeah.
And then and then highlight the sort of the shiniest part of the fur with pure white.
Yeah. And I think that's worked very, very well. Look, if you want to keep going with this technique, I think that will serve you very well. It does, however, look like it was quite a bit of work.
Next, we have more from the same project.
Okay.
More whip 8-bound proxy. Used green tone acrylic wash on the armor before a dry brush highlight with true copper metallic paint. I used occultist cloak to put the dark veins on the arm. I also occultist cloak to base out all the steel metallics before I dry brushed the something with gunmetal metallic paints. I am really in two minds about adding verdigris now. Really like how the aged bronze has turned out. Not sure if it will become too busy. Just have to finish the base and add some OSL for the helm lens. Then a bit of blood and gore to the axe and claw, then it's done.
I really do like the aged bronze look that he's talking about. Yeah. And like, I fear that the if he's doing verdigris, right, like that it will steal the spotlight from the veins.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to steal the spotlight from any OSL work that he was going to do.
Oh, yeah, well it could, but
it's pretty broad.
But see, like the thing that I was thinking, right, because it's going to be along a similar sort of texture line. You follow what I'm saying? Like natural blue patterning, and sort of mentally throw this off, if you follow what I'm saying.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should keep it as is and then just go to your OSL effects.
Yeah, I don't think that there's anything wrong with going straight to your OSL effects. It's a very interesting thing, but I have noticed that this arm feels slightly off. Like it's it feels like it's not quite glued right. You see that little gap there? Okay. Well, see if we get to it at one part. You see here?
I guess.
Yeah. See along there? But yeah, I think it's going in the right directions, that's for sure. You know, like you take a look at where it starts from the same thing. Okay, so let's move on, shall we?
Yes.
Oh, some more from Larry.
Yes, so we have working on a lot of little details. Lots more to do, touch-ups, washes, and so forth. Glued in some of the scenery, left some unglued as they're intended to be moved or changed. Work to do on the outside, too. Using a UV light helps enhance a nighttime atmosphere or just some of the effects. Great thing about this piece is it works for all kinds of figures, even the green boys. Oh, yeah.
Let's take a look. What do we...
That's fun. Edit the moss.
Yeah. You know, I think it's interesting because, you know, you could use it as a backdrop in a variety of ways. Like, for example, you could have, like, here as a backdrop. Like, you just...
Oh, yeah, you could play outside or inside.
Well, yeah, just, like, put the guy there and, like, that's the thing. Or, like, you could have it over here. And, you know, like, there's treasure in the background, that sort of thing. Or you can have him in front of the coffin.
Yeah.
Or, like, right here.
There's lots of nice spots.
To put the minis, yeah, no, for sure.
Like the spell illuminating.
Yeah, I think it's come together really nicely. I'd be pretty happy with it.
Yeah. This definitely gets me excited to want to play on something like that. I think you did really well, Larry.
There's Indy up there.
And I think you did pretty well on the very confusing floor.
It is a very confusing floor. I think Larry just likes his fluorescents.
Yeah, but they look cool in the pictures at the very... he thought that it was this set was good for the green boys as well.
Well done, Larry. Next up we have...
Justin Taylor. My most recent model that I painted up from Mindwork Games' most recent ROM Kickstarter. Yes, I have seen this mini many places.
This is really intense, man.
Yeah.
You know,
I think I might even know the artwork that you might have referenced because I think I saved it on Pinterest because the way that they did the sort of beautiful satin.
Yeah, no, I think we used
silk.
it in Understanding Red.
Oh no, I didn't make it look this good. It's really good.
So, just one thing, my dude, if you can put the pictures directly on Facebook, I know some of the times, you know, you'll get prudes and that sort of thing, but if you're worried about that, just
put a different image on the front.
Yeah.
Then put this one as the second
because
picture.
we're not worried about that, right? Because we don't care about that stuff. We care about the artistry, and it's obvious that you've put a lot of work in. You know, it looks like there's filtered light coming through. You see how there's that slight marbling, right? But it doesn't seem like
it's almost
veined
like
marble,
water reflecting off a wall.
Yeah.
And that's such a intense technique too. Like, I mean, I can't even decipher it. And I think it was such a perfect sort of environmental mood that you've selected to to frame this piece.
Yes, so I'm gonna
just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, also it's a lot harder to zoom in with
Instantgram, as my mother would say.
So
I think she's like over some sort of sacred pool, right? Like the Lazarus pit or something.
Yeah, so I've just opened it up in a separate area. So what I want to say is, first off, the way that he has integrated that lighting down here.
Yeah.
Right, that is excellent, right? It's just such a study in colors, but I do think that there is some areas where he could improve, right? For example, the shadowing, like particularly around the skin, because we see this very sort of intense level of shadowing here, right? And I think on the face we see it quite a bit more than we do on the skin around here. So, like, I don't know the sculpt itself, right? But the body seems very suggestive, very, curvy. So, like, it seems like the shadows should be a bit more intense along here, sort of thing, you follow what I'm saying? And there should have been a bit more shadowing along here, on the like underside of the breast along here. I think like this shadowing right here is really good. But what I think is really amazing is, if I am to understand this correctly...
That's a gold chain.
Yes, but he's painted that on.
Oh, is he painted? I thought that was part of the model.
No, I don't think so. I'm looking real close, but it might be painted on. I do believe so. I do believe the way that you've done the hair is good, but this right here would reflect the light quite intensely, because usually because of oils and such, it will catch quite a lot. But so like you see, like here, how you've had the light catch.
Yeah, but I think because like he has to make some creative decisions as well, because like that's not the star of the show, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
like,
I follow.
The demon hair, of course, and her hair as well is very. It's gotta catch the attention.
I understand that, but like you also want to follow the sculpt. Like these are sculpted pubes, right?
Yeah.
Right. So there's it. If you're gonna honor the model, sort of thing.
No, I think the way he's done it is fine, because like the whole idea is that it's a little bit suggestive. Like, I mean, yes, it's pretty obvious that it's not really suggestive, but like the pubes being there is also suggestive. Like, oh, what's underneath, blah blah. But like, if he didn't leave it a bit more shadowed, I think it would take away from the seductive sultriness of the model. So I think just focusing on like the hair itself and demon hair is...
Yeah, but excellent understanding of light and shadow. I do think that you could do something a bit more with these horns, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because like they do seem quite flat compared to everything else.
Yeah.
I know that can be an artistic choice.
I would have to agree. Like, I feel like the horns could use a little something.
Yeah. But I think like overall, like I'd be really, really happy with this piece. But
put it in a competition somewhere.
Oh yeah. But once again, I think I think maybe just a bit more shadowing up here, right? Because we see you've got that intense shadowing there, which could be brought up a bit around here, right? Because like you see here, we've got almost no shadowing, and over here we've got very deep shadowing for you're just a palm here, right? And like we don't have that sort of shadowing along there, and those are the sorts of things. Like the problem is like at the level that you're pushing, right? And this is the clean room problem. You guys ever like really clean up your place? The cleaner you make your place, the more any lack of cleanliness is noticeable. That's the problem. So like the cleaner you get it, the more you gotta clean to get that extra push. It's like diminishing returns. That's what I'm looking for. But yeah, no, absolutely beautiful.
Very stunning.
You know, it's obvious you put a lot of effort into it, and we hope that our review has helped you out. All right. So next up,
Jean.
Yep.
Shifting gears back to AOS with the Seraphon, spent some time with the scale and skin of the Carnosaur. I think it's starting to come together. I'm not trying to do anything real crazy with this one, more a palette cleanser project after the Lord of Poxes.
Yeah, I think that you could quite easily just do like a nice wash with the sort of cream tan underside, right? And then just do up the basing and you could easily be done.
Yeah, I think you've done a good level of definition with the scales and
yeah
everything else looks really good.
Because I think you certainly deserve a palette cleanse after the Lord of Plague and the 2,000 word essay. It's a terrible Harry Potter book. The Lord of Plagues and the 2,000 word essay.
Yeah. Next we have Mr. Tomas.
Tomas, welcome back.
Time to return to my Denim Marines combat patrol. Chipping is probably the most time-consuming part, but most fun. I will probably take a month or more to chip the whole combat patrol.
Man,
that is really chippity, man.
That's got some great texture, but I really like Ultramarines like this because do you remember that Ultramarine artwork that we go back to, the one where he's all shot up and like that's that's I think the best portrayal of Space Marines. Either is absolute horror characters. Do you know the White Scar art where he's like in the ducts of like some
no fear or something.
Oh yeah, that's the name of the artwork. No fear. So there's like the Chaos Cultist, and he's like he's just about shitting himself.
Yeah.
And
falling to the ground.
Like I think that's the best two ways to portray Marines in this setting, like just as monsters or as like just true grit. And I think Tomas is just a master really showing that wear.
Yes, he's really good with those sort of special effects. Next we got a Jose.
These are some white boys.
Not much time to paint yet this week. I hope to change that this weekend. I did get these guys primed, despite my white primer hating me. It's not much, but progress is progress. Well,
progress is progress.
Yes, plus you always get stuff done.
Yeah, man, like, and I think it's good to see these levels of differences. Like, one of the things is I like seeing Ryan's progress, because we can see it, jump. And, like, it's those sorts of things which help you keep going, because you're like, hey, speaking of Ryan.
We've got more. More whip on the 8-bound proxy. I went with my heart and added verdigris and some rust. For the verdigris, I used a similar recipe as the Tabletop Minions rust recipe.
Why is everybody obsessed with this new tabletop?
It's only him. He's the only one quoting this guy.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Only I used verdigris effect paint in place of fresh rust, and I used green tone acrylic wash in place of orange tone. The rust streaks were done using the original recipe. Next steps are to add some OSL blue glow to the eye lens and a tiny bit of blood and gore to the chain axe.
For some reason, I feel like if there was fur around here, that would look like a great addition. And another thing is, like, so you see, that, gap
there.
But you know what I reckon? I reckon. Yeah, no, I'm not even joking, right? Like, cause you got
go to the Essential Fly Fisher website and get yourself some fur.
So the reason why I'm saying that, right, is like, it feels like here, it would bounce, but like I can understand when he's got actual fur on the model, he might not want it. But yeah, no, it's just that feeling that I get. But yeah, it's absolutely fantastic seeing things evolve, and like, look at the way the skin's just absolutely, yeah, it's come together very well. But I also like the way that the skin is over here. Like, only if you've really worked with animals do you know this sort of type of skin. Because yeah, it's anyway. Let's move on. So next up, oh yes, when I saw this, I thought about the episode which we might have to can, which is the how to make the Stormcast cool again, or whatever it was.
Yeah. Another Night Questor done. He's very valiant.
Yeah, no, I think it looks really good. Just like,
this is the epitome of the Night Questor to me. Like, it's just like, I finished my tasks, my lord.
Yeah, well, no, it's just,
it has been complete.
It's just that one head swap just makes it happen, right? Like, okay, Zeke, I'm not giving you a hard time on this, but like, take a look at the leather right here, right? Not exactly the greatest leather work in the world, right? There's some dots of rust on his little chainmail skirt here, right? Or tabard. And you know, like, you take a look at this, right? And it's a bit messy, right? Like, we got this little, he's got his like sort of painted fire and all this sort of thing, and it's like, none of it, when you look at it, you go, oh, that's super expat. But overall, like, the sum of its parts just pushes it so much further. And I think I would probably rate it a lot lower if it had that gold mask. You know?
Yes.
Because like, here, it all seems so balanced.
Yes, correct. It just has the correct feel.
Yeah.
The right vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just gonna.
Yeah, because like, if you use the original golden mask, he does not look or feel like a knight at all.
No, he doesn't.
This is a proper knight.
Yeah.
A very positive knight.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, get it done!
He's got the Breakfast Club pose.
The Breakfast Club pose.
He's doing it, man.
Alright, so next up we have RJ.
Mr. RJ. Still in a funk. Did paint these, though.
Yeah, it's looking good.
And these are the epic scale ones.
Yeah, they're very teeny tiny.
But I think you did such a great job with giving them great contrast and definition despite their size.
I think this is a regular size, dude.
Yeah, that's definitely a regular size, dude. And he looks like he's going for that, what's there? The Voten color scheme on him.
Well, we'll see how it evolves. But yeah, no, I think this guy's looking really good.
Yeah. Like, if you would have, I don't know. Yeah, I think this is definitely a commission, because like, I don't know RJ to play big scale or gaming.
I don't know RJ to play. I mean, RJ's he's like
paint.
He's like, Mrs. Yes, RJ. Look.
Yet another beautiful thing for the cabinet. Very good, husband. and then he goes, shuffle, tiny steps, tiny steps, tiny steps, and then put it to the cabinet, and then say, off to the next one.
Yes. All right. So I think that's it this week.
Well, I'll do a quick refresh just to double check everything.
Yeah, no. I did the refresh at the start.
Yeah, that's everyone.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. A bit more of a quiet week this week, but
That's
look,
okay.
I think I was leading from the rear. Unfortunately, a little too much in real life. The double entendre, you see.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't having a good time on the toilet.
I think everyone has done such a wonderful job.
They have. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, keep those brushes wet. Bye-bye.